Hey everybody, it's Lon Seibin. We've got another unboxing, and today it is the N30 arcade stick from 8bitdo, and I bought this with my own funds. Now the funny thing with this is that I had first seen this when I was working on that controller adapter that I reviewed last week, and I said, oh, I got to get one of these things. And when I first looked, the price was $80, and then the price went down to $45, then it went back up to $50, and now it's back up to $80. So it is a little expensive, but this one is, I think, kind of a cool thing to get like a real arcade stick here for your Switch, for your PC, your Android devices, and everything else. And we'll do a full review of this on the main channel at lon.tv. Now, this is kind of like a rebadge of another company's product. And the difference between this one and the other one, I forgot the name of the other one. I'll put it in the video description. Is that this one is wireless. So this supports the Bluetooth standard for wireless connectivity, or you can plug it in. The other one that looks like this is not wireless, and that's the big difference between the two. So that other company's controller looks the same, but it does not have the Bluetooth. So just bear that in mind. I will say right off the bat here that this is pretty heavy. It actually has a good weight to it. Which is what you want, because you don't want it moving around too much on the desk. And if you can hear this here, the stick clicks. It's not as, it doesn't feel very tight. It feels kind of loose, but it is a mechanical switch. My understanding is that you can take this thing apart and upgrade the buttons to some other kind of button. I guess there's some different arcade buttons that you can get for this that are standard, so it's pretty easily upgradable. I'm a little disappointed with the buttons. I was expecting something a little more clicky. These don't give me a lot of haptic feedback here. So they push down, obviously, but I'm not feeling a click when I push them down. So they don't feel great. But again, I've been looking for a stick like this. This might be kind of fun to play with here. So you've got all the labels on here. We'll look at mapping these things as we go along here. This is right button, or R1 and L1 here. I guess it depends on what you're mapping it up to. Will determine that. And I think one of these button combinations can be made to accept a clickable stick that you might have on a normal controller. Here you've got X input or direct input controls for the Bluetooth, I believe. So if you are on Windows, you probably want to switch into X input. If you're on Android or a Raspberry Pi or something, switch it to D input. I'll check and see what we have to do for the switch. I'm assuming it's probably going to be direct input. This is a neat switch here. So you can switch between X and Y for the analog controls on a particular game, or this for the D-pad. So this can simulate the D-pad on a controller, or it can simulate an analog stick if you wish, but not both. So just bear that in mind. This is a turbo button. This, I'm assuming, is the pairing button for Bluetooth, and this is a selection button. I think we'll probably have to look and see what that button does in the instructions here. You've got a start button here to start off your game. Nothing much on this side. The bottom here, it looks pretty Spartan, but again, you can take it apart and swap out the buttons if you want. Over here is a USB-A connector, which is why they gave us a A-to-A connector in the box. So this is what you would plug into your computer if you want to use the USB connectivity directly. But again, this one supports Bluetooth as well. So we're going to have a full review of this coming up very shortly on the main channel at lon.tv. So stay tuned, and we'll be looking at all the things that we typically look at with one of these controllers. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the lon.tv supporters, including gold level supporters of the Black Eyed and Blues Music Hour podcast, Chris Allegretta, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.